Okay, so go to download your chapter 7 notes. Okay, inside got 2 PowerPoint. Okay, so we have 2 PowerPoint, chapter 7 demo 1 and chapter 7 demo 2. Okay, inside got these 2 file one. Okay, I think it's time already. Okay, start. So I share the file, you go to copy. Okay, the lecture source code chapter 7. Okay, so I just do it not okay, that's why I just update this file. Then after that, we go back to chapter 6. Okay, before I start chapter 7. So I just do some revision on the chapter 6. So chapter 6 is regarding the okay, wait, record. Okay, good morning, everyone. So I'll roughly go to what we learned from the chapter 6. Okay, chapter 6 got 3 folders. Okay, one is the inheritance and polymorphisms. Okay. And then the second one is a use instant off operator and dowel casting. And third one is a constructor chaining. So basically, what is mean by the constructor? So constructor is not, we can make our all constructor link together. Okay, link together. So remember the one I show you, the class, first in last out. I hope you still remember. Okay, if we put E, we run the E class, but all the other values, the E1, D, C, all these will pin up. Okay, because this constructor actually link to each other by itself. Even if you didn't put the name there, but it automatically will link. Okay, so constructor chaining, this means. So this is a last in, first out. So the last in is the E. So in the end, they'll pin up. So for example, okay, this is the third part. Let's make it the, okay, see. So E, I run from the E, but in the end, they'll run every one. Okay, they'll pin out everything in the constructor. So here is a new E, means it's a E constructor. Suppose they have this one in the E class, the constructor in this. And suppose only pin E for elephant. But because the E still got parents, so still not yet N. So because all constructor is like linking to each others. Okay. So therefore, they check still got parents, they'll go back to the D class to get this. Okay. So they still keep in the memory. The reason behind is this D still got parents, so they go to the C. Then this one, you keep this one in the memory, and C still got a parent class, so they go to B. Okay, so this line, but still not yet printing, still put in the memory because B still got A. Okay, in the A, go to the A. There are no other class after the A. Okay, so then they will get this line and print out. So you can see the last one is the first one, the last in one. Okay, the last going to the memory is A for app, but they'll print out first. So they score last in, first out. Okay, they'll print reverse order A to E. Okay, this is called constructor chaining. In that meaning is all the constructor link to each other by himself. Okay, and how then we can learn two super key. One is extend and one is the super. Okay, so you need to call the super class, okay, with the names called super. So this is a super class. Okay, I hope that you remember this is a super class. So when you go to a subclass, okay, and more important thing in the super class is all our data member and the constructor, we can put it as a protected. Okay, instead of a private, only a parent class, the top one only lah. So geometry object is a top one, okay, the topmost. So therefore, we put the data member is become this protected, okay, and then the constructor also change to protected. Okay, so the reason is make sure my child can access my variable and my constructor at least. Okay, all this public one, all the method can access anywhere, so it doesn't matter. So this is this part is make sure the child can access the parent class. Okay, this constructor and the variable. Okay, so then one more thing I want to emphasize here. Always remember all the classes you create. Make sure you got two set of the constructor. One without parameter, like what I'm just now typing in the classroom. Got people ask questions. Okay, we can use a shortcut. It's okay. I allow. Okay, setter, getter, make it short. If not, your class is very messy, very long list. Okay, I allow you to use a shortcut on that. I understood. Okay, and make sure you have at least two constructor like this. One is empty one and one with parameter one. This is a basic need for every class you create. Yeah, so this is what I want to mention. So in the first folder, you learn two important keywords. One is extend, and second one is super. So we go to the subclass, then you can see all this. Okay, So this is what I mentioned, extend. When you sign, like chop like that, okay? You sign, you put extend, you sign the parents, who is your parents, okay? After you sign it, you can get all the method and all the constructor and all the data member from superclass directly, okay? So you can see, this is a parent class name, child extend parents. This is first keyword you learn, okay? Then after that, you go to the super keywords, okay? Super keyword got two usage. Like this mean call superclass constructor, okay? Call superclass constructor, or else you can call superclass method. I hope you understand, huh? So this is a superclass method, and this is superclass constructor. So you can have a call like this. This also called the superclass constructor. So these two keywords you know, extend and super. Okay, and talking about the polymorphism, the best demo example is these two string methods. Okay, you can see here, public string to string, I put super dot string. This is actually inherit from parents one. Okay, inherit from parents, but you cannot use directly because in this class, you got additional data member, okay, and other methods. Okay, so we got radians and so on. Okay, oh, this radians is additional of the superclass. So what I can say is subclass, okay, subclass. Okay, so I make the text bigger lah. Okay, no need to, because the code you already have, so I no need to show repeat. Okay, so I don't want to explain. This one is so-called inheritance. Inherit from parents. Okay, but I cannot use directly. I need to do some minor modification or enhance the toString method from the parents. Because from the parents toString method, we only have this get color is fill and get date created. We only have these three only. So, but in the subclass there, you want to display more detail. So what I can say that subclass is actually extend from the parent class, getting more things. So in this first subclass, we get one more the extra data member is called radians. So I want to print the previous three value plus the radians. So that's why I need to modify the toString methods. So this toString method is the best to demo the polymorphism. Inherit from parents, but cannot directly use like that. You need to add on the extra things. Okay, so this is so-called polymorphisms. Okay, then one more thing I want to demo to you is these toString methods. This toString method is the default method to print. Okay, if you didn't put toString, they automatically will print toString methods. Okay, so in the memory, there's a default method going to print. So let's say I change this one to, okay, I make this one as a comment. So I purposely remove the toString. I just put like that. Okay, so I demo this one as this default. Default method. Okay, so this toString method is the default method to call. So if I didn't put the toString, you just put like that. Okay, so you can see the answer still can print out. Okay, so I try to run this file. Okay, so it can print out. Okay, so this is one thing I want to mention here. The toString method is the default method to call. Okay, it's a default. You didn't put any method, the system will automatically, oh, I go to print toString. So you can put all the input lah. Okay, so from a lecturer convenient, you better put in, because some lecturer do know these then headache. So they will minus your mark. For me, I know automatic. If you didn't put, I assume you call the two-string methods. Okay, but I scared the other lecture, they just follow the marking scheme directly, then they may minus your mark. So it can try to put in, okay, in your writing form, just one word only. Okay, this is one thing I want to mention. And second thing I want to mention is all our class. As long as you create a class, okay, you create a class. Okay, if you didn't put anything, you just put a one class name, don't have any parent behind. Okay, any class you create, if you didn't put any things at the behind, the automatic will become like this. Automatic object. Okay, inner meaning is object is a top of all the class you create. Okay, even the super class is not the topmost. The topmost is object. Okay, this is the highest one. That's why inside the object itself got a lot method is already on. For example, the equals methods and the toString methods. It's already have inside the object class. So no wonder what class you create, sure the parent is the topmost is object. Okay, this is a concept of the object methods. I don't care how many class you create, as long as you didn't mention parent class, your parent is object. Okay, so now I want to demo to you in the object class, there's so many methods already, one right, equal like toString. So now I will demo toString method to you. So let's say I try to make this toString method. Yeah. Okay, I hide these toString methods. Okay, so I try to hide this method. So by right, the toString method is not here. Okay, but this program still can run, still can call the toString. Okay, the reason behind that is inside the super class topmost object, inside already got this toString method. But this toString method very basic one. They print out the class name followed by the address of the object you create. Okay, so now I try to run. I'll run this. I'll let you look. So now I hide the toString method. So now this is what I mentioned. The class name followed by the address. This is a default inside the toString method. Okay. Another meaning is even though we call a super class, we already override the method from the original. Even you write like this, you already override the parent class toString method. Because the parent class toString method, they display the class name aligned with the address. Okay, this is the default one. Okay, so now actually what we do here also doing more polymorphism. Because we can inherit from parents, but I do want to use it directly. I want to have a different pattern from the parent class. That's why I use this return list. I didn't put a super toString. I don't want to use everything from the parent toString method. I want to override it to come up with my own one. This is also called polymorphism. Okay, so we have another keyword called overwriting. Okay, method overwriting. Remember, method overwriting only appear in parent-child class. The child class one override the method from parents. It's called method overriding. Don't confuse in your second chapter called method overloading. Okay, in the second chapter, you learn method overloading. Method overloading means you provide a method with different parameter lists or type. Okay, maybe got one parameter, one got two parameter, and one maybe got two integer, another one is two double, something like that. That's called method overloading. But in here, we call it method overwriting. Okay, one condition must be the method header is totally same like your parent class. Your parent class also public string to string. So now you in the child class, you also put public string to string. This is called overwriting. So I hope that you can distinguish the both. Overloading is just the same name, but the parameter list is different. But overwriting is totally same one. Okay, they only happen in parent and child class. Okay, the child class override the parent class methods. Okay, this is one thing. So, but this keyword you no need to type. It's understood. All the class you didn't do anything. Okay, it's automatic extend object. So in real life, we never put this one. It's understood. Okay, you just put like that. But when the Java compiler declare the classes you create without any parent class, automatically will assign to object. So no wonder what class you create, and the topmost is object, then followed by what class you create. Okay, so this is regarding the chapter 6. Okay, so then we go to the second part. Okay, second part and first part, what's the difference? Is the difference between the toString method. You look at here. This toString method, at first I put all the other things in. Okay, maybe circle can see. Okay, we got radians, then after that we go put diameter, then we go put a parameter, then we go put area. Okay, suppose by concept, we normally just put the data member on it. Or the display every data in the data member. Okay, we never include other method in the toString methods. So how to make it clear? Very simple. And move out all these methods in the second folder. So you can see the second folders are all the methods are removed already. They no longer have the parameter, everything behind. All gone. All gone. Okay, so I take out, then all I put in the text class 3. Okay, this is what I copy, right? Remember, I hope you can remember. This is all I copy from the class. Then after that, I just want to display for the particular class. So now in the second folders, the most important thing you need to learn is instant of operator. Okay, instant is a sample, not like for example the GI. Okay, the first array, is it a sample of the cylinder or not? Sample. So we check this whether it's a sample or not. Okay, so in these second folders, the most important thing concept here you learn is one is Dowel casting, another how to use instant of operator. Okay, and the usage of instant of operator are very always. They used to what? They used to check, okay, the class instance, checking the class instance. Okay, so you can see we can use the instant of operator to print out the header. Okay, the header of the class. You can see now, if you are cylinder, then I print out cylinder. So this is a header, first usage. And second is checking the method from Dowel casting. Okay, like this case, if the array you pass in is a sample or instant of the cylinder, then I just print out these two methods, the surface area and volume. And most important here is this part. This is called Dowel casting. Okay, so I did demo with the last week. I Dowel cast your double value, it become integer. It's a similar here, but now here is Dowel cast a superclass to the subclass, because GeoI here is a superclass object, geometry object. You see, you declare at the top one, geometry object. It's a superclass object. Geometry object is a superclass. Therefore, you want to call the specific method from the specific subclass, then you might use Dowel casting. Okay, very simple to do. This is a brick bracket. This is one set brick bracket. The inside you put the array. The array here is a array of geometry object, and then I Dowel cast this geometry object to the cylinder. Then after that means I will get this method from the cylinder class. If you didn't put this one, they give you the default methods. Okay, they will give you error. They say cannot find because get surface area is not in the geometry object class. It will show you this method cannot be found. So you want to call the specific method for the specific class. you must use dowel casting. Okay, all my students under the same the particular class, I already demo to them how to use this subclass dowel casting. Okay, so remember, so instant of operator, they have two usage. The first usage is display the header. Okay, and second is, okay, to allow the dowel casting happen, checking the class, the sample class. They have two usage. That's why, like this, then we can call the specific method on the specific class. Okay, so like this. So this is a get diameter in the circle class, get parameter in the circle class, get area in the super class, in the circle class. Okay, why I want to mention this one again? Because later we go to next chapter, we can dowelcast, instead of dowelcast to the subclasses, we can dowelcast it to the we so-called interface. Chapter 7. So that's why you must know what is the concept of dowelcasting first. Okay, you know this is a superclass, dowelcast to the subclass. Later we have any object, we dowelcast it to the interface in the chapter 7. Okay, so but basically I like do revision on the chapter 6 first, then I go to the chapter 7. Okay, anyone have a problem in chapter 6? Okay, if you do that question, I just can proceed to chapter 7. It's called abstract class and interface. Okay, and interface got two categories. One is the default one, means the library already have the method, have the interface to let you call. Okay, so like clonable, okay, comparable, all this is by default got already. Okay, this is called default interface. Okay, but I will try to create own interface. We call it custom interface. This is what I have in the chapter 7. So this folder I still not yet do one interface is not here. I just copy whatever class here to here. Okay, so but at first I want to tell you why we need to use abstract class. Okay, so when you create abstract class, okay, they got one very obvious condition. Okay, means you got abstract method. Okay, remember, if you have abstract method, your class automatic is abstract. So like your PowerPoint inside the notes, okay, chapter 7. So just now I already open, I can see that slide. Chapter 7 notes, this one. Oh, it's a PowerPoint order. Okay, look at this. Okay, so this is abstract methods. What is the mean by abstract method? The method without implementation. No body on. The body is empty. Okay, if you have this method inside your class, so you no need to think so much. If your class got abstract method, then your class itself become abstract. Okay, I emphasize one more time. If your class need to create abstract methods, then the class itself must change to abstract. Okay, but abstract class does not necessarily must have the abstract methods. In opposite wise, so I'll repeat one more time. If your class got abstract methods, automatic your class must change to abstract. But inside the abstract class, you may don't have the abstract method. Okay, I hope you understand this sentence. If your class got abstract method, okay, but abstract class itself does not necessarily must have the abstract method. Okay, so now I'm going to demo to you what is so-called abstract methods. Okay, so now I go to the PowerPoint with the chapter 7 demo 1. So I go to chapter 7 demo 1. Okay, at first you can see this. This is what we do in the chapter 6. Okay, we have all these subclass, but you discover they got certain method. All subclass also got. Get area, get area, get area. Get parameter, get parameter. Means as long as more than one subclass have the common method. I repeat one more time. As long as two of your subclass having the same method name, okay, then what we can do is we can move up to parent class because common method as long as more than one like for this case this parameter only 2 but this one don't have parameter, but doesn't matter, they also can move on as long as more than one of the subclass have that methods, then we can move up. So you can see we will change something like that. Okay, so means all this method we move up to parent class, get area and get parameter. Okay, so you can see the difference. At first, this is chapter 6 we learned. We haven't learned the abstract class. So why when we have an abstract class, when we have a subclass, I have common method like this: get area, get area, get area, get parameter, get parameter. As long as more than one subclass have common method, we can move up to parent class. This is called abstract method. Okay, why is abstract? Just how I mentioned earlier, abstract method means the method without the body. Without body. So it's very good to demo here. I know my subclass got this method, but the formula cannot define here. Therefore, the physical implementation must be in child class. Okay, another meaning is if I put the method here, then all my subclass must have this method. Must have. You cannot skip. So it's like checking, double checking like that. You create an abstract method and your parent class, make sure all your child class follow. You must have this method. You cannot skip. So if you skip, okay, if only one possibility then you can skip is declare yourself as the abstract. Okay, this is study form. Okay, in the final exam, I won't ask you draw the class that means the abstract class or whatever. But I just tell you the symbol of the abstract class and abstract method is italic form. Okay, like this, you so you're not sure that you can see this is an italic form. So as long as italic means abstract. So at here one we call it abstract methods, and the top one then abstract class. Okay, your form is not normal form. Normal form is like that. Okay, but italic form this is called abstract class. Abstract methods. Okay, and remember abstract method is empty one. The body is empty one. Okay, I just want to checking, make sure all my child must have this method. Then they will miss. They mean my child class will miss the method. They must have the method. If you want to skip, okay, if you want to skip the method defined from your parents, it's only one way you can do is declare yourself as abstract. If not, you cannot skip. Okay, this is one way to skip the method from the parent class is declare yourself become abstract. Then you can pass by, go on to next level. So now I'm going to create a triangle to another 2 subclass. Okay, I create 2 more triangle subclass. Okay, one is an equilateral triangle, means 2 sides also same length one. Okay, and isosceles triangle is only the side same length, the base is different. The bottom one is a different length. Only the side is the same. Okay, I hope they know what's this triangle. Equilateral triangle means 3 sides also same. Isosceles means the 2 sides same only. The bottom one not different. Okay, I create 2 subclass. Okay, this is already create for you already. You know create so the class I have given to you. So we can see now get area. Okay, get area. We cannot implement in the triangle class because triangle got 2 types. So the formula is different from these 2 types. Okay, therefore I pass to subclass to do. So get area cannot skip You only skip yourself only. You make your this get area method inside the triangle can skip, but you pass to your child to do. No wonder how in the end must be got one person go to do it. You cannot skip one of the person, either you how many level down, I don't care, as long one of your subclass must implement the get area. So I passing this get area to the equilateral or isolecous, can be both also lah. Okay, I skip the get area. Then skip on this second level of the abstract class, pass to sub child. So this sub one must do this area. Okay, the reason here. But look at this. Okay, look at this. Get parameter. So we know that get parameter is not inside the triangle. I hope you can see. Get parameter only in the circle and rectangle, don't have triangle. That's why in order to skip, but you also need to do lah. Okay, you also need to do the get parameter, but now you pass to your child. Pass to your child. Okay, so you can see I make myself to extract, so I pass the get parameter to my child class. So in that meaning is this equilateral triangle and isosceles triangle must also implement the get parameter. Okay, so it means you make sure the method done by child, but I don't care which level you go. If you want to pass skip, it's only one way you can do is make yourself extract and pass to your subclass. If not, if you want to become a concrete class, the normal class, then you must implement the method. No, you cannot skip. So this is like a better way of checking your common method. Okay, so make sure your child implement the method before they can run. Okay, so this is the purpose why we have abstract class. So today I focus on abstract class first. Interface I will do later. Okay, today only focus on abstract class. So I just tell you that if you have abstract method, your class must declare abstract. No way. Okay, but abstract class itself does not necessarily must have the abstract method. So you can see this triangle is abstract class, but they don't have abstract method here. This is what I want to mention. If your class got abstract method, your class declare abstract already because got abstract method. But in your abstract class does not have the abstract method. See, not I don't have any abstract method in here, but the class is abstract. Okay, the purpose I want doing there is I want to pass down the method to the subclass to do, because by here I cannot do it. Okay, I can go do the calculation. Okay, so remember abstract method means the method without the body, no body on. I mean no braces lah. Just put a semicolon to end, but need to add in one word called abstract. Yeah, so this one I mentioned very clearly. So now we go to the code part. Okay, so this is a code. Okay, I use a code to explain to you. It's better than this theory. So now we go to chapter 7. The first folder one, abstract class. So we can see that folder one, abstract class this. This is chapter 6. Sorry, I go to chapter 7. Chapter 7, geometry object. So I put a keyword here, abstract. Okay, so what I doing here, I translate this one. This one means I change to this. Change my class become abstract. I go to abstract method there. Okay, so now I go to abstract methods. Okay, so I still not yet add in the abstract method. Now I'm going to add in the abstract methods. Okay, this I change the class to abstract already. So now I go to add in the abstract methods. So just now got get parameter and double get area. Okay. This is what I mean, abstract methods. Okay, got keyword, got abstract. Okay, you put a keyword here, mean this is abstract method, and this is abstract class. So here I'm going to create two abstract method. There's no error, and there's no error. Okay, one is get area, one is get parameter. I just translate from the diagrams. Okay, we have these two methods. Okay, so I already put here. So I demo to you, if you skip, what happened? Okay, now I go to the subclass. Okay, so this one explains to geometry object. So I go to subclass. I try to hide this. Okay, this get diameter is on this class, but perimeter and area, if I don't have, okay, they'll show me error. Okay, I try to hide this method. I purposely put they don't have this method. Okay, when I compile, they tell me this method inside this class you haven't declared. So for example, I'm now going to run. They will tell you this. Yeah. How you can see this keyword. Circle is not abstract. Because circle class is not abstract class. That inside they got method called get area. So we give you this error message. In that meaning is, please, you must put in your get area. So we won't be miss the methods. Okay, this is a usage of abstract class. Just checking and make sure all your subclass implement the method you define in the superclass. If superclass got one method, then all your subclass must have that methods. Okay, if you don't have, there's only one way you can skip, make yourself become abstract. So now I tell you that follow the diagram just now we have. The triangle and geometry object also become abstract class. Okay, so now I'm going to put back the methods. Yeah, I put back the method. So this one, I did demo to you already. So the physical implementation must be done on the child class. Okay, because your parent class already skip it. It's just declare there. Nobody want. You cannot put braces. Put braces then wrong already. Okay, the method name that's what we put in the semicolon and just keywords. Okay, this is called abstract methods. Okay, now I try to run. One more thing, very important concept is, after you declare your class become abstract, you cannot create this object anymore. If your class is the abstract one, okay, so you cannot create the object anymore. So that's why in the test class, you can see, I skip the triangle and geometry object. See that? Triangle and geometry, I skip it because cannot create. Okay, we cannot use a new operator to initiate the objects. If your class become abstract class, you cannot use new operator to instantiate the objects. That means cannot create. So if your class become abstract, you cannot create anymore. So you can see I cannot create geometry object and triangle. So I just put hide all this. Okay, your error on it if you put, let's say I try to hide this line. I try to put this one. So the automatic tell you, see, geometry object is abstract. Class is abstract class, cannot be instantiated. So it means you cannot create object anymore. After you put yourself as an abstract, you cannot create object. Okay, so we cannot create object, no choice. We only can create other classes. So that's why I create a new array, 0 to 4, all is a subclass or a subclass. Okay, so you can see we have cylinder is a subclass of circle. We have an equilateral triangle and isosceles triangle is a subclass of triangle. So I only create 5 on it. Okay, and this one can be run. Okay, so this show answer. Okay, just like when your class become abstract, so you cannot create object anymore. So you must skip that. So I skip the geometry object and triangle. Cannot. I just remain the others. Okay. I hope that you remember what you learned in chapter 7, chapter 6. The instant of operator have two usage. The first is print the header. Another one is call the specific method from the specific class. Okay, the two main usage of instant of is specific method from the specific class by Dowel Casting concept. That's what I put together from the chapter 6. Dowel Casting and the instant of operator I put together because they use it together like bind together like that. Okay, so this is so-called Dowel Casting. Okay, and instant of operator have two usage. One is print header, another one is a print get the specific method for specific class. This part is for checking whether the array passing is a sample object of the cylinder or not. Okay, they're matching the object. Yeah, so now I finished the first part of chapter 7. What I did here is I declare my class become abstract. Okay, because I have these two methods. Okay, what if I do one? They also will show me error. You see, geometry object is not an abstract. It does not override the abstract method get parameter and get array. So they skip the first one, get array and get parameter. So the because got two so they only write the last one. So parameter you cannot do. Okay, so you cannot. So that's why I mentioned to you just now. If your class got you see, oh, have an abstract method there. So automatic your class must also declare abstract. So now I put back the abstract keywords. Then no more error. Okay, but abstract class can be don't have the abstract method. It's okay, no problem. You can. I mean your abstract class can be don't have the abstract method. Doesn't matter what. But when you have the abstract method, your class is automatically become abstract. This is what I mentioned just now. Okay. So for example, very simple. An example is like triangle. Our triangle don't have abstract method. Inside a triangle, your class become abstract, but you don't have any abstract method here. No abstract method. And this is what I mentioned. Okay. So now we can run this one. So in the end, you give all your answer like normal. Okay. So the summary of this part. Okay, summary of this part is why we need abstract method, abstract class, because we have the abstract method inside the class. The reason why we have the abstract method because we have a common method in a subclass. And they cannot determine the formula at the superclass yet, even though they have a common method, like just now the get parameter and get area. Each subclass have their own formula. Okay, so at this moment, if your method, the formula of the method cannot define in your superclass, okay, the common method, therefore we declare it as abstract methods. Makes all the child go to implement the method. So you can see all the child class here, sure got get area and get parameter. Okay, so you go to the, for example, the same rectangle, get area, get parameter. Okay, and go to triangle. Okay, only get area. Okay, get area, but don't have the get parameter. Okay, get parameter is not here. So if what if I did you already stay showing error already. They will tell you the error. Get parameter you don't have. So in order to skip this get parameter, so therefore I declare this class become abstract. Okay, abstract means you still need to do, but you pass to next level. So I got this another two subclass. So you can see these two subclass got get parameter. These two subclass got get parameter. So they'll make sure the method must be at least, I don't know how many level down, as long one of the child do the methods. The purpose of abstract class is to make sure child class implement the method. Yes, but I can modify the sentence a bit. The purpose of abstract class is to make sure child class implement the method, okay, defined in the parent class. Okay, defined in the parent class. So you cannot skip. Yes or not? Because the body is empty one. So when you have abstract method in the parent class, then you can make sure one of a child, I don't care how many level down, sure one of the child will do the method. Okay, so I just make your sentence change a bit. This is more appropriate. The purpose of abstract class is to make sure child class implement the method, the abstract method mentioned in the superclass. This is more appropriate. Then yes. If it's only one way, you can skip the abstract method. Okay, you make yourself abstract like triangle. So triangle cannot do the get parameter parameter calculation for the equilateral rectangle and the isosceles triangle is different formula. See, not this sometimes is 3-1. Okay, and isosceles is get the base, then 2 times side. So formula is different. So in the triangle class, we cannot put get parameter here. The formula still cannot write. So instead, we want to make it skip. If you want to skip yourself method, the get parameter you cannot do it here, So I no choice. I might declare myself to extract to skip the extract method passed by the parent class. So even though it's skip already, but it still will ask your child to do pass to next level only. No wonder how the method must be done, right? So this is a advantage of this to make sure the child class implement all the extract method I mentioned in the super class. Nowhere to skip. So and you won't be missed. Okay, they will tell you on the computer, tell you you will miss. Please do that method now. Something like that. Okay. Then the rest of super class I stand is still same like second chapter 6 is totally same. Okay, I hope this one already understand the question here. The purpose of extract class is to make sure child class implement all the extract method in the parent class. Okay, this one I already mentioned. If child class also extract, then they can skip the extract method passed by the parent class. Skip only, still need to do one, who do? Subclass. Okay, so this is a question I already answer you already. How about the constructor in extract class? The constructor and everything is the same like chapter 6. Still can call the constructor. Your constructor still can call using super keyword like your chapter 6. Okay, so it's like normal, it's no different like what you did in the inheritance and polymorphism. Extend keyword and the super keyword to call the constructor and the methods. Still can call. Okay, no problems on it. Okay, just like extract class cannot create object only. Your method, whatever, still can share to your child. This is only one thing you cannot do is you cannot create class object. The triangle and the geometry object here is the extract class. So these two we cannot create object. Therefore, I have something like that. The object cannot create. Okay, cannot use new operator to initiate the objects. Okay, means in here you only cannot create new object, new geometry object, and new triangle. Cannot. These two cannot only. The rest you can do as normal. Yeah. So I already answered Joshua's question. Yeah, the constructor, whatever, still same like whatever you do in the chapter 6. Use superclass to call the constructor or method. If super talks to string, mean call the method lah. If super bracket, that means call the superclass constructor. Still same like chapter 6, no different at all. Okay, so in this part, I only emphasize on extract method and extract class. Okay, I don't want to do interface first. If not, we'll be very confused. Okay, now anyone have problems? If you don't have problem already, then after a demo, you will code. Okay, I maybe rest for 10 minutes. I should way go to the theory part. I mean your notes chapter 7, part 1. Okay, so rest for 10 minutes, then we'll continue. Okay, any question you just type at the side, I still can answer because you put that there, I can answer your questions. Make clear lah. You got doubt mean you process. This is I'm very happy mean you participate. Your mind is here. Okay, because you do understand which part now you want to make me ask me to explain to you. Means you think no. Actually you process one round in your head. Why I need have this. When you have question means it's a process of understanding. So I'm happy that you already type question at the side like what your friend did. So I can explain to you, make it clear. Okay? Because up to now, I think all of you assignments still don't have abstract class, right? Okay? I think that at this moment, then you have idea already. Oh, if my method more than one child class got the same method name, then I can move to the abstract methods. Like what I did now. The get parameter and get area. These two methods is common in the subclass. So the condition is must at least more than one subclass have common method. Let's say got 10 subclass. only two of them got same method one, you also can move up. Okay, remember this is a minimum condition. At least more than one subclass have common method. Like just now, the get parameter, only two subclass got only. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, so at least two, then you can move to parent class already. So now I think you can just change a bit only, make your class become abstract, super class become abstract. If you discover a lot of subclass have a common method, then you can do that. Okay. Geometry object, which is the abstract class, still can be declared as object array, but not a single object. Oh, don't care is a single object or array, also cannot. Also cannot. Okay, I hope you understand. It's totally cannot create. Okay, as long you can see the new keyword like that, then cannot already. Okay, this is array, it's not object. This is a new array size. But what I mean is create object like this. I don't care it's a single one or the array, all cannot. All cannot use new operator to create object. All cannot. This no longer can create. Okay, so we can cut to you. Okay, then we continue. So we go to PowerPoint first. Okay, if got time, I can demo the code of the interface. But now we go back to our PowerPoint chapter 7. Okay, so just open. Okay, so we start with the part 1 first. So part 1, abstract class and interface. We break it to 2 parts. Okay, so we focus on the abstract class first. So this is a thing you're going to learn. Okay, this is a learning outcome, whatever from these chapters. Design and use abstract class. Okay, describe the difference between abstract class and the concrete classes. Okay, if you don't have keyword, if your class don't have keyword abstract, then it's all concrete class. Okay, so the difference between the two is abstract class cannot create object, concrete class can create object. Use new operator. Okay, so why we need to create abstract class. I did mention to you already, because in the class itself got abstract method. Then your class must be abstract. Okay, why is the rationale? The rationale is your class have abstract methods. Therefore, you must create abstract class. Okay. Then later we got default interface. Okay, this is the second part. Default interface and custom interface. Okay, next one later. Okay, then interface and what's the difference between the abstract class and interface? The interface is describe the behavior. The behavior. Okay, it's different from the class. The class is create subclass and class, then all the data members on. But we create interface because of common behavior. Okay, so one example is comparable, clonable, eatable, all is with the bird one behind. It's a behavior, it's one type of behavior. Whether can clone or not clonable, whether can compare or not comparable, okay, whether can eat or not eatable. All this is like behavior. Okay, why we need have a behavior? The common behavior. Then your common behavior can be implemented in different category of classes. For example, if I create a interface called eatable, I can put animal also. I can put veggie also. You understand what I mean? Your range of using interface is more bigger. Okay, but parent-child class, make sure it's a parent and child. Like for example, animal, then you go to the subclass, maybe tiger, maybe bird, and so on. Okay, but behavior, it can apply to anywhere because the behavior, so as long as your object have the kind of behavior, then you can use it. So eatable, this behavior, I can put inside the veggie class. I also can put inside the animal class. So you can see that the interface can use in different category of class. But subclass as a class must use between the class inheritance. Okay, so this is I need to tell you this with clear cut. For example, this like this. Okay, circle and rectangle. Okay, it's a sample of geometry objects. Okay, so normally at the top, like what you learn in chapter 6, is more specific on the geometry object. No, more general one is the superclass. Okay, superclass general out, and more specific when you go down to the subclass. That's why I got geometry object, then I got circle, rectangle, triangle. Then under the triangle, we got isosceles triangle and the equilateral triangle. Okay, so like this. Sometimes a superclass is so abstract that cannot have any specific instance. Such class can refer to the abstract class. Okay, so remember, so this is like this. The geometry object itself actually you cannot determine any shape. Okay, geometry object can be any shape, can be circle, can be this, can be that, can be triangle, can be any pentagon and so on. Geometry object. So that's why there is cannot define anything, so we can declare itself as abstract. Okay, that's why the geometry object I declare it as abstract, because it's no formula or whatever I can determine in that class. Okay, this is a reason on this sentence. Okay, so we have this one like what we did in the just now the summary. So you can see they have two common methods. Okay, I'll move up to the parents, but here they didn't mention that it's more than one thing can move with it. This one must both also got. So I make clear it. Okay, I modify a bit. I purposely put one more class. They do have the get parameter one. So as the condition, as I mentioned to you, as long as more than one subclass have common method, then we can make it can move up to the parent class. Yeah. So it will be in the end will become like this. The abstract methods. Italic, okay. So then in here, but the method here is abstract and no body. Italic, So in if the final exam they ask you to draw you just put the arrow bracket here, italic form, italic form. Because sometimes I cannot determine whether you write italic or not. Okay, but luckily you type one, right? So just put at the top, you choose italic Okay, but that one is not to make clear only Okay, the italic form is referred to abstract. Okay, so you can see not the two method here from a subclass on we move out to parent class. Then declare the class itself become abstract. Okay, so this is things. Okay, so this one chapter 6 already covered it. This is what the abstract method I mentioned. Okay, double get area, double get parameter. It's just a semicolon with the abstract keyword. No body one. Okay, please don't put the braces. Don't put the braces. You got abstract, don't put the braces. Okay, it's called abstract method. Method without body. Okay, why we have this method? Because the formula still cannot determine at this level. Because geometry object can be any shape. So the formula still cannot declare in this class. That's why we have abstract method. Okay, so this is just how I mentioned already. Cannot be instantiated. Means you cannot use new operator to create object. You can create array, but you cannot create object. Like what your friend the Penlong mentioned. Yes, you can create array, but you cannot create object. Okay, so like this, then should be extend and implement in subclassing. All my method implement in the subclass. Okay, so method signature without implementation, I mean nobody. Okay, is implement provided by its subclass. This is very important. Subclass do it. I declare the parent class. Just don't make you skip. You must do the method for me. Okay, you want to skip is only one possibility. Make yourself abstract. If not, you must do the method. Okay, a class that contains abstract method must be declared abstract class. This is what I mentioned just now. For abstract method, your class automatic abstract. But abstract class not necessarily have abstract method like your triangle. Your triangle is abstract class, but they don't have an abstract method inside. Okay, so this is a good example to demo both. Okay, so this is a sample, get area, get parameter, abstract methods. Okay, this is how you write This is a real code. Okay, then I implement in the subclass circle and rectangle got these two methods, get area, get parameter, get area, get parameter. Okay, the formula of course is different. Okay, so then after that you can see cannot create an instance from the abstract class using the new operator. Cannot create object. So new geometry object cannot use any. Just can new circle and new rectangle. Because these two is complete class. Okay, I hope you understand now what is a abstract class and the complete class. Okay, so concrete class you can create class, create object, no problem. All the concrete class you can create object, use new operator, but abstract class cannot. So that's why you only can see new circle and new rectangle here, but you cannot see the new geometry object here because new geometry object is abstract class, and this circle and rectangle is concrete class. Concrete. Okay, so I hope that you must have an idea what is meant by abstract. So in see some this painter, they draw the abstract drawing one. Wow, this kind of drawing is not easy to understand one. People look at it, maybe it's a face, maybe it's other things. It depends how you look at it. Everyone have their own this explanation one, because it's very so abstract that you cannot really determine what actually the person draw. Okay, you apply to here also. Abstract class means the class is very blurred. You cannot actually do or actually mention the method. So therefore, I might declare my method become abstract, I pass to next level. Make sure my child do it. Okay, so this is a thing. So I hope that you know the concrete class and the abstract class. Okay, so the important point to note, an abstract method cannot be contained in the non-abstract class. Okay, so this is very clear cut out. If you have an abstract method, your class must be abstract. So there's no abstract method without the abstract class one. So this is the meaning of this. Okay, an abstract class may contain no abstract method, like a triangle. The triangle is an abstract class, but they do inside don't have abstract method. This is the second center. Okay, so a subclass of abstract superclass must either implement all its abstract method mentioned in the superclass, or make yourself abstract to skip. Okay, so this one also mentioned. See, that's why easy for me to explain now. After we demo the code. If not, I just tell you like that, you cannot understand. See, I give you an example. Is here is a triangle. Triangle try to skip the abstract method from the parent class. Okay, pass to next level. So make yourself abstract, or else you must implement the method. You don't want to implement, it's only one way. Make yourself abstract, pass to next level. Okay, so this is all explained whatever the code just now. Okay, so this is a concrete class and abstract class. It's like what you learned in chapter 6. It's no different at all. Still can use a extend keyword, still can use a super keyword, like what you did in chapter 6. Okay, just the difference is you cannot create abstract class object. You only can create a concrete class object. Okay, you can see here, abstract class cannot be instantiated using the new operator. You know, meaning in short, cannot create object. Okay, you cannot create this abstract object. You only can create concrete object. This is one thing. Okay, so we cannot create object of abstract classes. The abstract class is to be used as a base for defining the new subclasses. Or other than this base, we can use like a template. Okay, other than use a base class, we can change the word become template. The abstract class is a template to declare the subclass. Okay, so however, its constructor may still be defined to be involved in the constructor of its subclass. So that's why I tell you already, the super keyword used as a normal. Okay, the abstract class can be used as a data types. Okay, like one type already. That's just how I create an array of the superclass. Okay, array type. Okay, so a subclass can be abstract even if a superclass is concrete. Okay, that's why it's not necessary that your top one must be abstract class. Can be in the middle. Your superclass is concrete, but your subclass is abstract. It's possible. Okay, so this is like for example, you see, I told you that if you didn't create any, if your class don't put any parent names, it's automatic abstract object. It's automatic one. Therefore, you can see now geometry object just how you declare abstract, but your parent, super parent at the top level one is object, but object code is a concrete class. You still can create. Okay, I hope you remember this sample we can cut for you. Okay, the link to the chapter 6 lah. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, more even the nodes declare like this, one object, one name, one object, one name. But in real life, we never do that. We almost use the array to declare. As long as more than one object, we can use array to declare. Okay, because we declare the object all become the same category. Geometry object, then all is a geometry object. It can be triangle, can be rectangle, can be anything, but they still consider as a geometry object. So in this case, just for demo purpose, we create an object like this. But in real life, we never do that. We just create an array and use toString method to print out the all the data toString methods. Okay, in your midterm test, if you break it to two lines, one is I forgot it. They have two data member one. So if you break it, minus half mark because you don't know how to use your toString method. Okay, the toString method most of the time using to display all the data member inside that particular class. So you can reuse the toString method to print out instead of using call the method one by one. Use the toString method as you can. Okay, so this is but I don't minus many half mark only minus. Okay, but I saw my student majority can get 90, 70, 80, 90. Okay, I mark all the midterm tests already. So only one student get very low mark because they didn't do for second question. The second question got 22 marks. They blank. So only one student like that. The rest all get 17 and above. Okay. So for my class, the 3 classes under me. Okay. Other class I don't know lah. Okay. So then we have this optional. Okay. So this is a part that just now I didn't cover one. Okay. So we have a calendar class. And then we got this subclass called Gregorian calendar. Okay, calendar, I hope you understand that calendar got 2 types. One is a lunar character, and one is Gregorian calendar. Okay, lunar is a Chinese character, the China character. Okay, so but lunar calendar not supported by the Java. Java only support the standard Gregorian calendar, standard one. They mean whole world using one. Okay, lunar calendar only used for Chinese people. Okay, so that one we not cover. The Java not cover. Okay, so therefore we have a Gregorian calendar class. See, Java.util.calendar is an abstract-based class. Okay, extracting detail for calendar information such year, month, day, hours, minute, second. Okay, okay, so this is all these constructor method inside the Java util.calendar. So remember the calendar class is the abstract class. Only the Gregorian calendar is the concrete class. Okay, subclass is concrete. Parent class is that's why normally the abstract class appear in the parent class because parent class is too general and very difficult to define the formula. That's why most of the time our parent class is abstract. Okay, so remember that. Because too general, like okay, so this is how we use it. The coding is I'm type 1. This coding I type 1. The lecturer only print out the print screen from the whatever I type. Okay, so you can see here, you can get every element one by one. All is constant, uppercase. Okay, so you can get the year, get the month, get the day, whatever. Okay, they give you the answer. Okay, so month is because 1 year got 52 months. Where they are? Oh, sorry, that one is a week. Okay. Okay, so 1 year got 52 weeks. Okay, here got week no. Or I didn't put lah. Okay, so month is a 0. Okay, so months, remember the month start by 0. Okay, so 0 means January. Okay, so the rest I think no need to mention. Okay, so it should show you all the value. Okay, another meaning is if you want to do get some information for calendar, don't create your own class. Because you create your own class, you have skipped a lot. You need to write a lot of formula to check whether the February got 28 days or 29 days. All this, you will be headache. So we use calendar the existing calendar class we have, we use it. All the formula they already write. So you no need to schedule. This year, February, actually got 28 days, I put 29. They won't have this kind of error. If you use the class that people create. So that's why I mentioned in the first chapter, if the method or class is available in the library, use it. Don't pandai go to create your own one. It's no point. Investing your effort and the class you create may have error because you go miss some checking. But those classes published to all the people, shared by all the people, they already tested. Means the test, no error already. Then this, now we have new method declared, so all you can use. Then they'll include in the JTK file. That's why you see now your JTK file keep on increasing the version. Because every time the version increase, means got people add any method. Okay, after a few years, I didn't open. Got so many other methods appear. So long, the list getting very long. Okay, so they're getting, I think maybe every 1 month they got new version coming. Sometimes 2 weeks also go come out one new version. As long as got people top up the method. Okay, they like have a concept of sharing. I create this method already and check no error already. Then I create for you to use, like community like that. So that's why getting more method inside the list. But if you didn't use those specific method, then your version, a current version should be enough. Unless you want to check, well, maybe all this I want to do related to the method is not in the existing list. Then you can go to check the latest one. If the latest one have, you use it. If don't have, then you just create. Okay, so in the simple words, if the method, whatever, and the class is available in the library, use it directly. Don't think so much. Okay, so this thing I want to mention. So this is the body of the interface. Now we go to the second part here. First part we've done already, the actual class. Now we go to interface. Okay, so at first I want to tell you that interface has 2 categories. One is the default interface, mean already in the memory, in the library, default, like clonable, compatible, these 2 already have. Okay, those custom one, we need to create our own, like Eatable. Eatable is a custom interface. Okay, custom interface, how to eat. Okay, this is the extra question. Okay, the extra question I put inside the chapter 7. The folder also got. Okay, so you can see in the folder of the file, but that being that one, I got one extra exercise. Okay, so got extra answer. Okay, this is a 2 part. So the first part using extra class, second part using the interface. Okay, so you see interface is normally like this behavior, so it's jumping, swimming, flying, action. Okay, eatable, compilable, clonable, like action things. Okay, so this called interface. So this is a sample. So you can have a look to read. Okay, so I'll come back to here. Okay, I hope you remember this. So this is an interface. So this is a summary of the compare. What's the difference between extra class and interface? This is a summary page. Interface, you only have constant and abstract methods. You only have these 2 only. Okay, and mostly interface is the describe the behavior, action you can be doing. Clonable, comparable, eatable, all this. Okay, interface. And this interface can share by different category of class. So for example, some I created eatable, I can eat veggie, I also can eat animal. So can apply where the range of the applying is wider. But as a class, it only can apply to sub and parent class. But they can consist of everything. You can consider constant, extra method, variable, concrete method. Everything can be inside your extra class. Okay, that means your extra class can have anything, but your interface only maximum got 2 things only: constant and extra method. That's it. Okay, and interface used to demo the behavior of the object. Okay, so remember. So what is the interface useful? We can use interface to specify the behavior of the object. Okay, the behavior, what they can do. Okay, so for example, you can specify the object as comparable, can compare, can eatable, can eat, can clonable, can be cloned. Okay, so this is quite useful, clonable. Okay, for example, you want to do testing. It's testing on the object, but you don't want to affect the original object. You understand, an original array or whatever. You don't want to affect that. You just want to test on it. So what you can do is you can clone your class. You clone it, and you try to test on that clone object. Anything happen in the end, when you delete the clonable the object, then your original class remain the same, no change at all. Okay, I just clone the class to do testing. Okay, so clonable quite useful one, but the clonable body is empty one. The clonable interface, the body is empty one. Okay, so we call it marker interface because it's totally empty one, but the purpose is to allow you to make the another copy only. Okay, later I think they got one word lah. I mean, the end got marker interface. Again, you go to the next later they got this one. Okay, to distinguish the interface from class, Java use the following syntax. The name is interface. No longer class, no longer is a class, it's interface. Okay, so I hope that you understand. So this is an interface keyword. So it's a right click, no longer new Java class, right click, new interface. So we only have constant. The two things can be inside the interface, only constant or method. Okay, I hope you know what's a constant. A constant means the value that are already predefined, like final, static, that one. Okay, the constant value. So, but here you only show the extra method without a constant value. Okay, this is a iterable. These methods. Okay. So the sample inside your node you have go to look. So that's why you can eat chicken. Also, you can eat food using the iterable. So this can the keyword very important. The keyword here is implements. Okay, parent-child class is extends. Okay, in the interface we use implements. I mean this one plus the s behind. So we only can extend one parent class, but you can implement many interface. You can implement clonable, comma, and implement comparable, comma, implement iterable. You can have many one, as I put comma. But extend is only can one. You only can extend for one parent class. But interface you can implement many times. Okay, this is the thing that I want to demo for you. Okay, later I will show you the 7.2 demo chapter 7.2. Then I will show you one example. Okay, later. Okay, this is this is what I mentioned. Dowel cast to interface. So that's why chapter 6, I'm gonna make sure this is a superclass dowel cast to subclass. But here is the object dowel cast to interface because iterable is interface. So we have possibility to dowel cast it to interface. Okay, so later I'll show you the example. Okay, so there's a dowel cast to interface. Okay, so you can see the chicken class. Chicken is extend animal, subclass of the animal. Implement eatable. It means animal can be eaten. Okay, so chicken can be fly the chicken. Okay, then tiger also extend animal, but I cannot implement the eatable because I know Chinaman everything can eat but we assume tiger is protected being protected and cannot eat Okay, you know Chinese people like to eat special part of the tiger one Okay, they go pain Okay, so but we just assume tiger cannot eat Okay, so I think I also never eat the tiger meat before as long unless you have the experience but I don't have Okay, so this we assume tiger cannot eat. So that's why I didn't implement itable. Okay, so this is things here. So fruit also can implement itable. All the fruit can be eaten, behavior can be eaten. Okay, so how to eat the food? So apple, we can make the apple cider. Orange, we can make the orange juice. Okay, so this is a sample demo class. Okay, interface. Okay, so this is a interface. This is what I mean, the static keyword. They want static final. They want final keyword there. Okay, it's but you didn't put like this it's automatic. But for my advice, type the words, because just type the words. Okay, even though you can have a shortcut. For example, I say not public interface T1, private T1. You put like this in K equal to 1 void P like that. It's automatic. This is a extra method, and this is a static variable, final static variable. It's automatic, known. It's equivalent, but I also advise you to put in. Do just 3 words only, public static final and public extract. Just put in. Okay, to make the make your marker not confused. Okay, I just get the marker, they mark according to the marking scheme only, because your marking scheme got this but in the end you write this. Of course, for me I know lah, but certain lecturer they directly follow the marking scheme directly one. Oh, they don't have public static final or minus half. Okay, you understand what I mean? So it's better write even though it's equivalent. I advise you to write just a few words only, just write in. Okay, because marking scheme always give you this one. They wouldn't like that. Show like this. Okay, so write only the few words. Okay, so remember, this is what I told you very is true one, because some lecturer they follow the marking scheme blindly one, because they don't have a very strong object-oriented concept in their mind. They just know how to teach a coding only. Okay, the object-oriented concept is not that strong. Certain thing like, for example, this how the toString method is a default method to call. For me, if I see your coding without the dot toString, but you put the array there, I understood the equivalent to dot toString, because I teach more many rounds, so I know notice this. But some lecturer maybe they didn't read the note, they just go to mark directly, but you didn't put toString. Oh, they minus your mark. You understand what I mean? So it's better write. Even though you didn't write, it's automatic call toString, but you just put dot toString. Make the people or marker cannot minus your mark. This is my intention. I don't care which marker marking your script, they cannot minus your mark. It's no way to minus your mark because you already put in any. So that's why I advise you put in, please. Write the few words there. Okay. So how do you understand? Okay, this is a comparable interface. This is a default interface. We still under the category of default interface. Later we'll go to custom. You need to write your own one. Okay. Default this interface, so they go comparable, so they compare your object. Okay, then you can use directly use this method, because this method already in this interface, so you can use directly compare two methods. Okay, so just like this. Okay, so class string objects implement comparable means your original class of object because object is a superclass it's automatic implement the comparable already by default. Okay, by default so implement comparable, so then you can compare you can compare. Okay, because in the object class is automatic already as implement the comparable. So in other class you want to use it, you just put the word, and then because the comparable is default interface if your class need the interface, you just implement it. Like this case, the string implement a comparable, the date also implement a comparable, means can be compared. Okay. So, but the symbol is different from your superclass subclass. Super subclass straight line. Interface is dot line. This is only the difference you can see. Okay, so remember when you join to the interface must be dot line. But join to your superclass is straight line. Okay, like you learn ERD in your database, weak relationship and strong relationship. So interface is a weak relationship. So dot line. Okay, so remember, so the class is strong relationship, the straight line. Okay, and interface normally you put like this, the symbol. You put two like this interface, then your interface name. Okay, so this is how you write your interface. Later I'll show you the demo 7.2, how I put this interface. Okay, so it says implement compatible. Okay, remember inside the compatible interface have one method called compare to. That's why you can compare. Now this compare to. Okay, the idea is similar to your extract method. When you put your extract method in the extract class, means your subclass might implement, right? Here is if you implement the interface, all the method in the interface you must implement. I don't care where you call, as long you implement that interface, all the method inside the interface you must have. Cannot skip. Same concept, almost the same, but the interface we demo the behavior. Okay, behavior. So when you implement that one, means in all the method inside, of course, the method inside the interface is extract. Confirm already. Same pattern like what you have the extract method in the previous concrete class. But now we put in the interface. So interface inside got extract method. So when you implement it, make sure that class implement all the method inside the interface. Same thing, you want to skip, can declare yourself extract. Same thing, okay? If you want to skip the extract method inside your interface, make yourself into this extract to skip. If not, sorry, you cannot. You must have that method inside your class. In this case, compare to must have. If I didn't put compare to in this method, this class, then error. Okay, this is a meaning here. So the concept quite similar to the extract method you learned this now. But now our extract method inside interface instead of the normal class. It's only the difference like that. Okay, so like this then you can compare. Okay, so rectangle one compared to rectangle two. Then it'll tell you like 1, 0, which one is bigger and so on. Okay, so tell you which one is bigger. Okay, so this is compare. So this is regarding part one. Is talking touch a bit of interface, but they didn't touch on the custom interface. Okay, now we're going to the second part. Okay, so the demo 7.2 also given in the same folder. This same folder. Okay. Now we go to demo 2. I just go to this one. The code I will do next round because it's already 10 o'clock. Okay, so this is going to do for next class. Okay, I just demo to you. This is all interface, circle, cylinder. No, this interface. Interface, draw ice cream. Okay, I got 3 interface lah. Draw ice cream, draw house, and draw table. Okay, this one I create based on the college. Okay, based on college, I saw in the this when you walk between the block B to block D, in the middle they got the table, the chest plate table on the top on part. Okay, the part there got few chair and then you got round table. This one I just because I saw them, so I try to implement the classes inside here. So I have 3 interface: draw house, draw ice cream, draw table. Okay, so see, for example, draw ice cream, I need cylinder. I assume this is a chocolate chop. Okay, a chocolate stick. So the rectangle and the circle. So this need to house need triangle, rectangle. Then the table need circle, rectangle, and the cylinder. So something like that. So I will do this on next class. Because already 10 o'clock, I don't do continue. Okay, so that's why today I only focus on the abstract class and the default interface. Next class, we go to custom interface. Mean you need to create one. Okay, so that's it for today. So the custom interface we're going to our next class. That means the folder 2. So now I stop. Okay, stop recording. Already 10 o'clock. So I don't want to drag your time because some of you got class. Okay, so today we only cover the extra class and then the default interface. Clonable, comparable, default. Then next week, we're going to create a custom interface. Draw table, draw house, draw ice cream. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, you can go for your other class.